Hello, welcome back to another tutorial on Android login and registration system. Now, last time what we did was we created our DB functions. Okay, so today we're going to be working on our index page, which will have all of it's going to have all the necessary steps needed for us to make our post and get requests in order to use these functions. Okay. So if you're ready, just go right ahead and create another page. And now this time it won't be any PHP class file. It'll be just a normal PHP file, like an index file, like a HTML index file, stuff like that. But it's going to be, it's going to be like index.php. That's how you're going to save it. Okay. So when you're ready, just start typing these guys. Okay. Remember to save it as index.php. Okay. Okay, let's start typing. So the first step we're going to need is an if statement. So we're going to say if insert, right, bracket, and then we're going to say $_post, okay, square brackets, and we're going to say inside the square brackets we're going to say single quote tag, okay, and then we're going to close the bracket just like that. You just put space. We're going to say $_, $_post, square brackets, single quote, say tag again, okay, and we're going to say it's not equal to empty quote. Okay, so if it's not equal to empty quotes, then that means we have something there. Okay, and then we're going to have an else, and then the else will be, so we're going to say else, we're going to say $response, okay, just watch the spelling there, response, so response bracket, and I'm going to say quote error, and the error will be true, just like that, and then I'm going to say $response, and then this will be the error message, error underscore msg is equal to, we're going to say required parameters tag is missing. Okay, so in order for us to use the API, every time we send a request out of a post or a get request, we need to add a tag. Okay, and then the tag can be either login tag or register tag. Okay, and if you don't have any tag within a request, then we're going to give them this error back saying that the tag is missing. Okay, and then this error will be in format of JSON, so you're going to say echo JSON underscore encode, okay, bracket, and we're going to encode the response, so I'm going to say $response, okay, semicolon, okay, and then this will return back a JSON format of this particular response. Okay, so it's going to be like error, true, error message, and then that's the value for that error message. Okay, so back in our if statement, okay, so the if statement, if we do get a tag, then we need to check what type of tag it is. Okay, so we're going to create a variable here, let's say tag is equal to $_post, okay, and then we're going to get the tag. Right, and then after that we're going to say required once is, now this time we're going to say include /db functions, okay, .php. Okay, we want to include it so that we can use the methods that we created in that class. Okay. And then after that, we're going to say $db is equal to new db functions, brackets. Okay. Now, assuming that we typed everything correctly, like this should work at the end. If it doesn't, we're going to start debugging each one of them one by one until we fix the problem. Okay. So next one, we're going to say $response, okay, is equal to array, and then inside the array, we're going to say tag, and then the tag will be equal to the tag. So it will be $tag, okay, and then the error will be equal to false. Okay. Okay. And we say semicolon. And then after that, we're going to say if $tag is equal to login. Okay. Don't forget the single quote. Now, if it's login, then we're going to do all the login necessary checks. Okay. So if tag is login, then the first thing we need to get is the email. So we're going to say $email is equal to $_post, and then in the brackets we're going to say get email. Okay. So when we send our request, we're going to be sending the email, the password as well. Okay. So the next one will be $password is equal to $_post, and then this will be password. Okay. Remember, type these guys carefully, otherwise when we make our post or get requests, we're going to be getting errors if the details are not properly laid out, or if there are some spelling mistakes within the API. Okay. And then the next one we need to do is we need to say $user is equal to $db and call the get user by email and password. Okay. Remember, if you think you want to spell this wrong, just go back to the db function and copy this method exactly, and then just go back and paste it here. That way you know that you're not making a mistake, you're not calling like the wrong method, or you don't have any spelling mistakes. Okay. And then remember, this method takes two parameters. So the first one will be email, and the next one will be password. Okay. Let me say curly brace. Oh no, sorry, not curly brace. Semicolon. Okay. And then we're going to say if $user is not false. Okay. Then that means we have some response. Okay, so we're going to say $response. Okay. Response. Okay. Say brackets. Now this is how we're going to format our response back, so that we'll be able to actually read this within the application and get the details back. Okay. So response, we're going to say error, and then that'll be equal to false. Okay. And then $response. The next one will be UID. Okay. UID is equal to $user. Okay. And then within the user, we're going to find a unique ID. Unique, just like that, _ID. Okay. The next one will be $response, and then this one will be then user. Okay, and then another bracket, we're going to say name, and then that will be equal to $user name. Okay, and then the next one will be response. We'll take user. Okay, and then brackets, we'll take the email. Okay, and then that will be equal to $user email. Okay, just like that. Then the next one will be $response again. This time will be user. Just watch the spellings. Another bracket. So after email, we're going to say user created underscore at. Okay, and then that will be equal to user. Say $user created at. Okay, and then that will return the date. Then the next one will be $response. Again, this time we're going to be saying user, and then this will be updated at. Okay, it almost feels like these are two different words. Created, updated, just making sure I have all the spelling right. And then that will be equal to $user square brackets updated at. Okay, then after that we're going to say echo JSON encode, and we're going to encode the response. Okay, just make sure that you're encoding the right response. That's it there. I'm just making sure all the spellings are right. If they're not, then we're going to be stuck. Okay, so the next one is else. So if the user is false, okay, which is here, then that means we got an error. So we're going to say $response. Okay, say brackets and say error. Then the error is true equals to true. Okay, let's say $response error message or error msg is equal to incorrect email or password. Okay, so if this returns false, then that means we either entered the wrong email or password. Okay, and then we're going to say echo JSON encode, and we're going to encode $response semicolon. It's like that. Okay, and then that's pretty much done for the login. Okay, and now just the register. Okay, so let's get the register done. So after the if statement, okay, you're going to do else if say $tag is equal to say register. Okay, watch the spelling again. And then inside there, we're going to check our register. Okay, so with the register, we're going to be sending sending in three information: the name, the email, and the password. Okay, so we're going to say $name is equal to $_post bracket, and we want to say name. Okay, so we're going to have to make sure that within the app we're actually sending in the request in the right way. Otherwise, like, you know, like the request won't be able to get which data is what. So we say email, okay, is equal to $_post, and this one will be email. Just watching the spelling again. $password, okay, is equal to $_post, and this will be password. Okay, and then once you have that, then we're going to do a check to see if user exists. Okay, we want to say if $db get the is user existed. Okay, again, just go back to your DB function, make sure you get the method name correctly. I normally just like copying them so that I don't misspell them or anything. And then you need to pass in the email, and then you're going to say if the user existed, then you need to write a response. Okay, now at this stage I'm just going to start copying the response back, okay, because I'm just trying to save more time from actually writing them. We're just going to be changing a few things, so I'm just going to copy this error response, okay, because that's what we're returning back to them, the error response. And then we're going to say change this to something else. We're going to say user already exists. Okay, user already exists, so that means like this returned true because we found a matching email within the database, so that means user already exists, and we'll just return that back. Okay, and then we're going to say else after the if. Else we're going to say $user, okay, is equal to $db, and then we're going to call in the store method. Okay, remember the store method here in the DB function. Okay, so copy that. Remember the store method takes in the name, email, and password. Okay, so we say store user, and then that we're taking name, $email, $password. Okay, and then we're going to do an if statement to check. So if $user, okay, then we're going to write a response. Okay, the response again is going to be the same as the one we did for the login. Okay, so if you go back to login, when you say if user now equal to false, just copy the response. Okay, copy it and go back and paste it there. Okay, and you can just rearrange it like that, because the response is going to be exactly the same. Okay, and then after that if, you're going to say else. The response is going to be an error saying that an error occurred within the registration, so something went wrong. So again, copy the error. Any section that you have an error response, copy that error and just modify. Okay, just put it there. And then this time we're going to say error occurred in registration. Okay, I don't even know if I spelled that right. Probably didn't. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so once you have that, then I think you're done. Actually, no, we're not done yet. Once you have that, then you need to go down to this guy here. Okay. So this is the if statement for, sorry, this is after the else if of the register tag. So you're just going to say else. Okay. So if the request is not, so if the tag is not login or if it's not register, then it must be something else. So if it's something else, then we're just going to throw in another error. Okay. We're going to say, so we're going to say else after that, and then we're going to pass in this, and then we want to change the message, and we want to say the message will be unknown unknown tag, so value unknown tag value, and it should be either login or register. Okay. All right, so there, once you have that, then you completed that. So that's the API completely done and everything else. So you need to have four files, okay? The index.php, the db function.php, the db connect, and the config, okay? So if you go back to your FileZilla where you connected to your web server, okay? Now we need to start uploading these files, okay? I have all my files within the desktop, so I can just upload them. Now this is how it's going to go, okay? Now select the db function, the db connect, and the config, and put these guys inside the include folder. Okay, remember we created an include folder, so put them there. Okay, once you put them there, just verify to make sure that they're all there. Okay, so since they're all there, that's great. And then I want you to put the index file outside of that. Okay, so next to the include. Okay, so that's where the index file will go. Okay, and to make sure that your API is working, okay, if you go down to the web host where you created your cloud site, just go to the cloud site and select the cloud site, and then click on this. Click on the launch cloud site inside. Okay. And then normally, if you get this right, we're supposed to get. Okay, so I'm guessing we didn't get anything back. So if you don't see anything here, that means the file is not properly inserted into the database, sorry, into the host. My bad. Just going to make sure that everything is there. Yeah, everything is there. Keep saying disconnected from server. Connect again. Okay. Because once we go into this URL, we should be able to get something back. If we're not, then that means we mistyped or done something. Okay. So go back to your index.php file. Okay. Just make sure you have the right file names and the spellings. Okay. So new db function. Say include db function .php. Okay. Tag error false, tag login. All right, so it should work. Again, just keep checking. It probably might take a little while before the file actually appears on the host server, but it should working. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop there, and then I'm gonna come back on the next video, and then we're gonna test this again to make sure that it's working. Okay, so see you in the next video.